Welcome back. The clubman class is up first here at the TKM Festival, but I'm joined by the Talco boss, Alan Turney. Alan, just talk us through a little bit of history of Talco, when it started and how we've got to this point.
Well, there's a fair bit to talk through, I guess. Over 50 years in the business. My father and mother started it in 1958, probably one of the first people to do go-karts as they were called then. I still struggle not calling them go-karts, but it's karting.
Even Lewis Hamilton calls them go-karts.
Oh, then I'm in good company, thank God for that. It's a habit I won't ever get rid of. But no, it's back in the early 50s. I was probably 4 or 5 then. I remember seeing this funny-looking kart out back in the garage, because he always used to repair cars as well. And the fun and games started from then. It was something that grew and grew. He worked very hard, imported engines, made karts, voodoo karts, get karts, all the funny-looking things that everybody's now interested in again, the historic karting. Yeah. So yeah, the history is there. A lot of the kids don't realise it. I love seeing when the kids see a historic kart now. They can't believe we ever raced them like that. But that's why the historic is growing. Great.
And we've got historics here this weekend, of course. They're not racing. They're just doing display laps. But TKM karts from all eras. Yeah,
it's not just TKM karts. We decided to open it up this year to not just the Comet engines or what we used to import, but everything. We want people to enjoy themselves. Unfortunately, the weather's against us. And also it clashes with a retro meeting this weekend. So some of the people that promised to come now can't come. So, but yeah, it's just a great display and to show all the current karters what used to race.
And you mentioned the word fun there. I was interviewing Graham Butterworth before the break. Has fun gone out of karting?
I still enjoy it. Certain politics really irk me, and it makes it difficult for the drivers. But at the end of the day, I never forget the fun I had with my father going kart racing and the bond that you have. I still enjoy the festival. It's hard work for us as a company and for Kim Bolton to do everything. But the most important thing for me is when the dads say, we didn't win, but what a fantastic event. We had fun. A lot of them forget that.
Fun is just as important as the motor racing, of course, but it's time for action. The senior clubman is up first. Tom Longfield and Luke Ogden on the front row of the grid with Max Goldsmith and Jack McCauley. Eddie Moore and Kieran MacDonald with David Willesee and Ricky Johnson. Keep an eye on some hard charges from the back, particularly the likes of Andre Marot and Jade Shepherd from the back. Here we go, blasting down the Heinz straight for the first time and into Stowe corner. Very nice move on the inside there as Longfield protects his line through the first corner, and it's looking a little bit jostled behind, but everybody just about getting through the first couple of corners.
Jade Shepherd made up a place at the back of the field. Jade had a great result at the Super Prix in Shennington, came from a long way back to finish second that day.
Certainly did. Lead change, Jack McCauley from Bedfordshire moves into the lead then. Very nice sweeping move on the outside there to get past Longfield, and it looks like already we're going to have a bit of a battle, a bit too much jostling in the mid-pack. There was a bit of melee as Ricky Johnson got sideways and into a couple of his opponents. A lot of standing water on the circuit. Hurricane Bertha really has done her utmost to spoil the meeting, but some great kart control at the moment. Out in front, it is McCauley leading from Longfield in second place.
Ricky Johnson making his first appearance in karts, his first competitive appearance for 10 years, and trying to get on the podium today. He's driving the 44 kart, just going through the picture.
And a nice little squabble in the mid-pack as well. That's Eddie Moore battling with Anwar Beryl-Smith. Great little squabble and dealing with things as best as possible. Colin Morris in the 40 just trying to fend off from Beryl-Smith there. Really pushing hard on the inside towards the bus stop. The door is slammed firmly shut. Look at the level of standing water on the outside of the bus stop on the entry in. Big, big stuff from the Hurricane as Brickley now takes on Kieran MacDonald in the 50, sweeping through down Weldon corner.
Yeah, Ricky Johnson made up a place there through that turn. Down TKM straight into the left-hander at Kestrel corner. So the right-hander at Kim Bolton. It's still McCauley that leads from Longfield. So he comes out onto the start-finish straight.
Still masses of walls of spray on the back of the circuit there. The standing water still all over the circuit. And it's that tricky moment in the race where it's a little bit of a balance really at this point between wet and dry. It's not really wet, it's not really dry, it's somewhere in between, which is a nightmare in terms of grip and kart control. The real masters of this are going to come to the fore here as MacDonald once again fends off Ricky Johnson in the bus stop.
Yeah, you can see there is still a lot of standing water. Has Johnson got him? He has. Johnson around the outside through to 5th place.
Beautiful move around the outside of the bus stop. That is a textbook overtaking opportunity, and now he's signalling to him, come on, let's get after the top 4. He knows what he wants. He knows how to get it, and Tom Longfield has closed up the gap in the lead of this race. 3rd place is Luke Ogden. 4th is David Willesee, and up to 5th place now comes Ricky Johnson in the 44. He's going for this podium.
Yeah, but Longfield's looking quite spicy, isn't he? Getting closer to Macaulay at the front of the field. The 52 kart comes next. That's Luke Ogden. We'll see his brother James later on in the elite final.
Absolutely. Let's not count out David Willesee either, doing very well in 4th position at this moment, just looking towards the tail end of the field. A little bit of jostling there as Mark Waring, the man from Herringford, hanging on in front of William Lakin in the 67, trying to go round the outside of him. Great battles all the way through the field here, and now you can see that Jack Macaulay in the 37 is starting to feel the pressure. The sun's come out a little bit, it's starting to cook the circuit once again, and he's starting to lose grip here. Longfield's going to go for it up the inside. Has he got the momentum? Yes, he has. Has he got the exit speed, though? Because 37, Jack Macaulay's going to try and come back at him here. He's defending well. They're side by side. Longfield and Macaulay having a great scrap. Macaulay trying to go round the outside. Doesn't work there. Brilliantly taken there by Longfield.
I think Macaulay looks like he's signalling about something. There was a green flag coming out of Kimbolton. I think he thinks there was a yellow flag in Kimbolton. We can't quite see it from here, but I'm not sure Jack Macaulay is very happy with Longfield's pass in Kimbolton corner. I think he might have thought there was a yellow flag, and there was a green flag coming onto the main straight, and that suggests there was a yellow flag there, Jake.
Maybe there was, and of course overtaking under yellow flags isn't legal, so he may well think that Longfield has got into the lead by underhand means. We didn't see the yellow flag ourselves, so we can't really judge. But yes, that could be a bit of a problem. And as you see, look, they hit that patch of water right after Kestrel Corner, and after a circuit that's pretty much bone dry. Yeah, there's a green flag there.
Yeah, look how dry the track is. Yeah, there's a green flag there in the background. That suggests there is a yellow flag waving in Kimbolton. Now, if that's the case, Jack Macaulay might think, you know what? If they've seen that, then he's going to get excluded, Tom Longfield. Although, if he's not had a warning flag so far, Macaulay should know that, well, if they've not given him a warning flag, they won't have seen it. So he's got to get after him.
Great little battle between Andre Marrow and Eddie Maul. Marrow trying to make his way on the inside. Can't quite make it stick. Very, very tough in the corners, particularly on the exit of the corners where there are still some wet patches around the circuit, and that's where you are really going to have a bit of a knife edge to deal with in terms of grip. You're wobbling around all over the circuit. It's not smooth. It's not fluid. You're having to wrestle with the kart as it wants to snap away from you. David Brickley still having this great battle with Kieran MacDonald as they make their way through Kestrel Corner, down the Laser Straight into Kimbolton, and it is really, really close between these two, and that's what you get. A huge wall of spray on some parts of the course. You just hit a puddle, and that completely changes the dynamic of the kart. It wants to wobble, it wants to roll around, and that's when you have a nightmare of problems.
Looking up the inside but can't get it done. Yeah, you can see you want to be on wet tyres because of the amount of standing water around, but look how dry the track is now. It's getting very dry very quickly. It's absolutely blowing a gale, and I know the cameramen are struggling to hold on to the cameras in these conditions. We've already had a couple of cameras go down today. One looks like it's been destroyed completely, and the other one ended up in a puddle.
So problems for the drivers and problems for the camera crew as well. It's really taken its toll as Hurricane Bertha, but this is the thing, in a circuit where there is a lot of wind around, it dries the circuit very quickly in concordance with the sun, and if there is a huge amount of wind around, the track will dry so ridiculously quickly, and there are parts of the circuit that are benefiting from that, but there are some corners that are just not draining as quickly, and it's giving another opportunity for Mark Waring on the inside. Nicely done on Mark Williams. Williams might get him on the undercut, and slightly further back, this is the 44 of Ricky Johnson, trying to make his move.
It's Ogden in third, but Johnson's looking for that podium spot in his first competitive race for 10 years up the inside.
Big slide for Ogden there. Willesee dropping back into 5th position as a result of Johnson's charge through the field. But has Johnson made his way past Ogden into 3rd place? He's got him, but Ogden's going to try and come back at him on the inside. No, he doesn't make it. Ricky Johnson into 3rd place. What a drive so far.
42 looking up the inside and makes that place. That's David Brickley. from the man from Derby. Does he make the place? He doesn't, in fact. Doesn't quite get it done.
Almost loses it with a huge tank slapper off the exit of the corner as well. Out in front, though, no trouble at all for the 37 and the 17. Longfield lapping faster than anybody else. Longfield gets it. Brilliantly done. 49.94. 37. Jack McCauley comes home second. I wonder what his emotions are with that one. Does he feel that that's been won a little bit cheekily? But 44, third place. Ricky Johnson comes home in third place. So it's Longfield who takes it from McCauley in second. Johnson third from Ogden. Colin Morris up in fifth place. And David Willisey hanging on for sixth position. Great racing.
But you seem to be playing a lot with your carburettor at the end. Did you have something falling off or a problem there?
Yeah, what it was that when I was going down the straights, it was too rich, so I had to weaken it off. But then if I left it weak when I was going around the corners, I would have no pull out the bend. So it was a case of sort of adjusting it as I went.
So keeping you busy, but you did a good job there because you called him up, got past and stayed ahead.
Yeah, that was right. And being the first time in 10 years I've been in a competitive race, I'm pretty happy with that.
Now, Jack, you've been up near the front just about the whole weekend, but suddenly Tom Longfield was just gone, wasn't he?
Yeah, he made a pretty controversial overtake, but it was after that I couldn't really keep up with him. Sort of just tried sandbagging, you know, for the whole weekend, but had a few exclusions and stuff like that. Wasn't really going as to plan, but the pre-final went quite well. Gave me fourth on the grid and just made a really good first lap. Got into the lead. Obviously, Tom got past, pulled a little bit of a gap, but good end to the weekend in the end.
Okay, well done to you. And Tom, was it yesterday you ended up sitting on the track in the middle of the circuit?
Yeah, unfortunately, heat 3 made a bit of a banzai lunge down the outside, and it didn't pull off. So, got myself up, went to get the kart going again, but struggled getting it going. Took a right bang to the knee, so sort of adrenaline wore off, and then we was laying dead in the circuit. So couldn't get back in with that heat. Unlucky Saturday, really, but we pulled it off on Sunday and made it happen when it counted, you know.
Changeable track conditions. It's going to spice things up in the Junior TKM Festival Cup too. Join us after the break for more from Kim Bolton.